Coming up on Mississippi Roads, we visit HealthWorks Children's Interactive Museum, climb through trees, visit a music camp, and build rockets with some high school students. All that coming up now on Mississippi Roads.
Down Mississippi Road. Mississippi Road.
Hi, welcome to Mississippi Roads. I'm your host, Walt Grayson. And this week, we're going to find out what the kids are up to. We're at the Lynn Meadows Discovery Center in Gulfport. And if you're not familiar with it, the Lynn Meadows Discovery Center is an educational, interactive museum for children. Back behind me, this is the super colossal climbing structure, where kids can climb from floor to floor and interact with exhibits that have topics ranging anywhere from art to science and everything in between. But this is not the only interactive children's museum in Mississippi. We'll start by visiting another. Let's travel to Tupelo and stop in at HealthWorks.
The origins of HealthWorks is really the community noticed a need, and HealthWorks was the response to that need. Mississippi tends to always be at the bottom or top of lists when it pertains to health of the citizens of Mississippi, and the Northeast Mississippi region wanted to do something about that. And so we thought, if you can start educating children to make those healthy habits early on, then healthy children grow into healthy adults.
Oh, Jackson's moving fast. Everyone's like, oh, no. Yes. I've never seen anyone move that
We're here to teach and learn different concepts about health, but also we get to think a lot out of the box and do out of the box, which teachers and kids like to do as far as learning and having a lot of fun.
Talon, what do you think? You think stinky armpit? Guess what? That is the exact smell of stinky armpit.
The kids definitely look forward to coming whenever they're getting up in the morning. If I say it's HealthWorks Day, we gotta go, they're excited and they're running around. They're like, let's go, Mom, I don't want to be late.
The props really keep the kids engaged. We have a lot of costumes and songs and dances and all sort of games and competitions that keep the kids interested and excited about what they're learning. And oftentimes those props come directly from our imaginations here, and some good elbow grease and lots of paint and glue. And we create things that really explain the topic, sometimes some more serious or hard to understand topics like chronic diseases, with something fun and silly.
We just have celebrated 10 years here, and looking back on our 10 years, we have seen that HealthWorks has reached more than 315,000 people in our 10 years. That is from field trips coming here to HealthWorks. That is from HealthWorks taking our programming on the road. And that's also from any community events that we have had where we deliver the HealthWorks program. 315,000 people, that's 315,000 people who have experienced innovative, energetic health education that prior to HealthWorks, there wouldn't have been a resource for.
On your mark, get set, and go.
HealthWorks is primarily a field trip destination. That is why HealthWorks was created, was to attract schools from the region. We started off with wanting to focus on reaching 24 counties in Northeast Mississippi. 10 years later, we have reached 57 counties in Mississippi, Tennessee, and Alabama. But in addition, we also have other programs. That includes a homeschool class. We teach health and PE to homeschooled students in the region, so they come here and get health education. We also like to focus on our smallest little learners, so we have a preschool program called Hip Hoppers for our preschoolers, and that gets them wanting to hopefully eat their apples and their broccoli and get exercise at the youngest age. We also provide professional development for teachers, so they can come here and learn and earn CEU credits from taking some of our courses. And then we have fun stuff where it's just more fun, not as education focused. That's summer camps, that's kids nights that we have here, free family days, and we really like to be a resource as much as we can.
They leave just overjoyed. So knowing that we've engaged them in a way that didn't involve unhealthy habits, right? We didn't have to ply them with candy or TV time. We were able to do things that were healthy for them, and they still left happy. So that's probably the most satisfying part.
Everybody here is so friendly. Like when we come, they know my kids. The minute they walk in the door, my kids know them. It's like coming and hanging out with family and friends when you're here. So not only is it educational and fun, but the people here are wonderful.
You know, we want the child to have a great experience, or the parent, or the teacher, or whoever comes, you know, to have a great experience. And that, what better combination than have it fun and learn and put those two together. It's exciting for me to teach here and to work here, and it's just a lot of fun.
Here at the Lynn Meadows Discovery Center, there are exhibits not only inside but also outside. Now, take for instance the Treehouse Village back behind me here. It sits in the midst of 100-year-old live oaks. Kids get out here, they play house, they run up and down the ladders and discover the trees and just have fun. And in our next story, we're going to tag along with another group of kids who are also having fun among trees, but in a different sort of way.
We are at Old Mountain Outdoor Adventures. It's an adventure park where you can come and do zip lines, aerial obstacles, and the one and only Spider Quest in Mississippi. We just love the outdoors. We wanted our children to love the outdoors. We want other children in Mississippi and all over to enjoy the outdoors and see what Mississippi has to offer. This was just something that was very unique that we thought we could bring to Mississippi to encourage kids to have fun while they're doing an activity.
Really just get off their electronic devices for a little while. You know, we really felt like being outside and that activities that we did growing up is just kind of a lost art now. And so we wanted to provide a very unique way to draw people back outdoors, get them back outside and in nature, and really see Mississippi's beauty in a new way. So from the treetops is a really unique experience to be able to play. We have adventures for participants any age from 2 and up. So our youngest adventurers, they start at Kitty Quest. We have Kids Quest, which has 2 pole obstacle courses, as well as a 1,500 square foot net trampoline that you see behind us. And then we have the aerial obstacles and zip lines, which is Treetop Quest, ages 7 and above. Just a lot of different obstacles in the trees and challenges in the trees with zip lines in amongst it. Spider Quest, the 9,000 square foot net obstacle course, has tree-to-tree obstacles within it, allows free play, go in any direction you want. Everything is over a giant safety net, so it's non-harnessed, so if you fall into the safety net. Atlanta, Georgia is the only other place in the U.S. currently that has one. We're the second place that has one. We've had the land, it was family land, we enjoyed it. We always had a passion or a desire to use it in a different way.
Just the two of us at night, we would sit together and talk about, oh, what could we do here? And we would think it's over and dream years. But it became obvious to us that we wanted a change in direction of life in October of 2016.
I was in healthcare for 17 years, and I was the CEO of a hospital, and so you can imagine the stress that was involved in that. And really, as a family, it drew me away from them a whole lot, and I just wanted to get back to what was most important. And so that was where we started seeking new directions for our family, and then once we found this concept, it really became something that we were like, Mississippi needs this. This was something that we wanted to do as a family. We kind of researched a lot of different adventure type of activities, not only here in the U.S. but abroad as well, and it kind of led us to the developer who developed this course. It's very environmentally friendly. All of our trees, where cable goes around the tree, is wrapped in blocks, so it protects the tree. our platforms, it's really just a pinching method. So what we have is arborists come in every year to inspect the trees. We readjust based on tree growth. The great thing about it is we can pull it all out of the trees and it would not harm anything here.
The adventure you get here in the park is reconnecting with your youth, or if you are older, or reconnecting to your children and letting them enjoy the outdoors. Have fun with them. Don't just sit and watch them. Get up in the trees, because anybody can do it. It's a lot of fun. A lot of people, when they get down there, say, it was scary but fun. And that's what I say, well, that's what adventure is. That's what trusting God to do this for us. It was scary, but it's been a lot of fun.
People get up in the trees and you just see all the stress melt away and they become a kid again. And they love getting out and playing. So we love to be able to see that transformation. And even with kids, those that are really fearful in the beginning, and you see the hesitancy, at the end of the day, they're just running through the course, they're just having fun, they're just playing and laughing, and that's what we get to do. We get to provide joy to people in a very unique way. It's so much fun for us as a family to be able to be a part of that. Just come out and make memories. We definitely want to provide an unforgettable day of adventure and fun. It really doesn't matter about your experience level of climbing or even zip lining. Many people come through as their first time and experience it with us, and we love getting people in the treetops. And what other job do we have to be able to bring such joy to people, but also have chances to encourage them? And if we can stretch them, and have them kind of grow through that experience. If they're able to kind of push past some of those fears and understand that challenges are going to be in life and we got to face them. But then also understanding that they can face them and they can get through it. And so we get to do that every day, which is phenomenal.
Awesome. You did awesome, man. I'm so proud. Awesome. You look the greatest thing. Thank you.
Here at the Lynn Meadows Discovery Center, you can explore all facets of the world around us. I think one of the interesting things out here in the On the Green exhibit are the musical instruments. They're planted right here in the ground, and you can walk up and play a tune. So kids can come out here and not only learn about nature, but hey, maybe even get a music lesson at the same time. Well, in our next story, we're going to travel northward from here up to Poplarville and join up with a couple of hundred kids who are having a week-long music lesson.
You have to practice a lot. You're not going to get things perfect. You're going to mess up, and it's super duper fun. Here you get to see how other people play, and you learn from them, and you learn how to improve yourself.
Sounds of the South is a music camp that is designed for students that have a sincere desire to want to improve at whatever level they are. If they're struggling, learning music on their instrument, to those that are really have excelled. But it's for grades 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th grade students. And the camp is held at Pearl River Community College, which is a beautiful campus, and takes place in June, and it runs from a Sunday afternoon. That's when registration is, and it goes through Thursday afternoon. It's just a camp that is very fundamental and is geared to not only the individual student, but it's also geared in group activities. We just finished celebrating our 30th year of doing the camp. it was always somewhere around 80 kids to 100 kids. And over a period of time, it has grown to, the largest camp we've hosted was 256 kids. I think the biggest thing for me with the camp is it provides opportunities for kids that may not have things at their school to explore, say like jazz band or woodwind choir or a brass choir, percussion choir. And that's all in conjunction with some other classes that they take.
And oil, so that it was very fast, which almost like A flat, B, C, out, in.
There's a lot of variety that we offer here, and it's not about just playing the instrument as much as it is about learning about music.
Even long notes have to move in time.
We talk to them and teach them about the basic structure of music and how it's composed, how it's written.
Well, I've learned different breathing exercises and different techniques, vocabulary for music, and what surprises me the most is how friendly everybody is and how we all get along even though we all come from different schools.
When the students get an opportunity to use their band skills outside of their home band halls and get to interact with other people and realize that being able to read music in Goshen and Long Beach and Hattiesburg, it's all the same, and they get to come together and they're sitting by people that they don't know, and they're getting to create something so spectacular. And they've only known each other, for some of them, they've only known each other for 3 or 4 days.
But we end up at the end of the week working almost in perfect sync with each other, playing songs that we just learned and playing with each other even though we just met each other.
They're constantly engaged with something like concert band in the morning, and then they go to their music theory class, then they have pass-off. Then after lunch, they do what's called another rehearsal, concert band rehearsal. Then they have a little free time. All of their evening elective classes, that's like flags, drum majors, the percussion choir, woodwind choir.
It's always fun, but it's a packed day, and you're so happy when you take a long shower and then crawl in bed and go to sleep.
For me, this particular age group's grades 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, they're beginning to learn how to play a musical instrument, and as they get to the 9th grade, there's some transition that happens. Philosophically, I think that that's a time where a student determines whether or not they're going to continue throughout their high school and even going into college.
I was a little iffy about staying in band before I came here. I was like, do I really want to? But then when I came here, I realized what a great big passion I have for music and how much of a part of my life it is and how devastated I'd be if I were without it. I'm definitely going to come back next year.
Every student, once they come once, they usually come back because they get to meet so many other students that have the same goals that they have, and that is just, learning to enjoy and perform music.
Middle school and junior high is a pretty challenging thing for students to go through, and that's where I feel like the camp gives them a safe haven that we're all here together. We talk about being a part of a musical family, which is far greater than just playing an instrument. So it's just kind of a unique bonding experience that happens through music.
In the Sun Earth Space Exhibition, kids get the latest data from NASA, and they learn all about space exploration. They even get the chance to build their own pretend rockets, and then they can test them and then take them on a pretend trip into outer space. Now, in our next story, we're going to take that scenario, but kick it up a notch, where some high school students in Amory are actually building functioning rockets. Then they take them to the nation's capital for a competition.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, launch!
Today we are shooting our rockets that we built from scratch. We are trying to reach a goal of 800 feet in between 41 and 43 seconds.
And it's scored by each foot you're off is 1 point, and each second you're off is 4 points. And you want to be as close to 0 as you can be.
And it has 2 eggs in it, raw eggs, and they have to come back to the ground uncracked. And the rocket has to be together when it comes to the ground.
For the kids, it's about engineering and math, but it's a part of a larger scope in the Team America Rocket Challenge that the American aeronautic industry started sponsoring to help students become more interested in the STEM fields. Over 1,000 teams try to meet the different parameters each year, and of those 1,000 teams, the top 100 teams are selected to actually go to the national finals, which is what we're working on right now. We were selected in the top 100.
I've heard of it just because our school is pretty big and doing rockets. And I thought, oh, that'd be pretty cool, but I never actually thought I'd be able to do it.
This is our 4th team from Amory to go to the national competition, and I'm glad that other people get to see what great kids that we have here and what they're capable of.
So explain what happened with Blue yesterday and what you're changing today.
Blue, it went a good height, but it fell way too fast, so we're trying to...
The engineering and mathematics it takes to be able to do this is on a high level. And just the data, you have to look at the data to understand what you need to change and what you don't need to change.
My favorite part probably is just seeing them get excited and not have one person that does it, but they work as a team together and seeing the teamwork that evolves from these kids that we've watched grow.
It doesn't matter if it's being orderly, it doesn't matter if it's engineering or if it's just being able to keep a tight schedule. Everybody has their own specialty and everybody can help one way or another.
It's definitely a team effort. The community has supported them. We have monetary donations because it costs a lot of money to build a rocket, especially to take a team to Washington, D.C.
We had to raise over $25,000 to be able to go on our trip. And within a week, we were almost to our goal.
I have never flown before. I am very scared, but I will have to just calm myself down and do it because I have to go.
In Washington, D.C., we had a great experience. We got to go see all the monuments and memorials that Washington, D.C. has to offer.
We got to go see the White House. We saw the Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, and we went to 3 or 4 of the museums of the Smithsonian. Air and Space was my favorite.
And then the rocket competition itself, we had a lot of fun. We got to spend the whole day in Manassas to shoot our rocket.
But they had a really good flight. They did not get disqualified, which a lot of the rockets did.
We actually had probably one of the best looking shots we've had ever.
Their time was very good. Their eggs, even though they landed on a rock, they still didn't crack.
It was perfectly straight, didn't wobble or anything, but that kind of hurt us in the long run because it went higher.
We're used to so much wind. We're usually shooting between 6 and 10 miles per hour wind, and there was no wind that entire day. So the rocket had no drag and went straight as an arrow all the way up.
We came in 46th, I believe. We were just a few spots away from getting to the second round. It was a great shot, it was a beautiful shot, and so we were very proud of that. It was just the height that was a little bit off.
Our goal from the day one was to get to Washington, D.C. and compete up there. And it was fun to do with my friends because I've been going to school with these people since kindergarten and before. So getting to go up there and share that experience with them was a memory I'll always have.
I think that they learn to work as a team and that everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and if we can tune into the strengths of the team, it makes everyone stronger. They learn that every little thing matters. They learned what a great community we live in to give us this opportunity. So they learned a lot, not just about rockets.
Well, that's about all the time we have for catching up with what the kids were up to. Hope you enjoyed it. If you'd like information about anything you've seen, contact us at mpbonline.org/Mississippi Roads. And while you're at it, make sure you like our Mississippi Public Broadcasting Facebook page. And check out our Mississippi Roads Facebook page also. Until next time, I'm Walt Grayson. I'll be seeing you on Mississippi Roads.
Mississippi Roads is made possible in part by the generous support of viewers like you. Thank you.